live. What's going on, everyone? Thank you all so much for tuning in at this time. Everybody that's here, greatly appreciate it. Anybody watching this on the replay, thank you so much. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Well, we waited a week to just get ran through and embarrassed. I mean, we need to stop. We need to stop having like awards or inductees and special occasions. Every time the Lakers have a special occasion, they lose. Every single time. It's crazy to me. Look, what do you say? This is bad, right? Lakers just, they didn't show up. I mean, you're up 10 with like 4 minutes left in the third quarter and just get ran through the rest of the way. I mean, it wasn't even a competition the rest of the way. Like, what do you say? What do you do at that point, right? Like, we went and did all this, had this week, you know, you want to rally LA, put them on your back. Rams just won, you know, all this just chaos and commotion going on. You know, you have a wonderful moment and you know, an inductee, right? And Mike Cooper, beautiful moment, and you just fumble it. Just fumble it. I mean, it's terrible. But Rui's untouchable. Austin Reaves untouchable. I bet you won't have all the Austin Reaves stands in here again. There's 2 games in a row. I am very confident you're not going to have the Austin Reaves stands in. Right? Like, it's so funny that every time I'm like, you know, hey, Austin Reaves, not that guy, right? Austin Reaves, next game Austin Reaves has, all the Austin Reaves stands will be in here talking about how he's the GOAT. But they never show up when he has a bad game. I'm here every time, win or lose. We're all the Reaves stands. We're all the Reaves guys. Right? We're all the Reaves guys. But when I say he should be tradable, right? That I don't believe he's untouchable. You know, I'm the goof, right? It's silly. Trade Rui. Rui should not be untouchable. Rui doesn't make any sense. Why is Dorian Finney-Smith playing 15 minutes? It makes no sense. Like, it's inexcusable. You're playing Rui Hachimura over Dorian Finney-Smith when Dorian Finney-Smith is just better. He's just been better. Right? He's better defensively, better impact guy. Right? Like, you know, I'd rather have him on the defense side of things. All right, where was Rui? Rui's a no-show. At least, you know, Rui Hachimura gives you nothing on, like, the rebounding department. Rui Hachimura played 30 minutes and had 3 rebounds. Dorian Finney-Smith played 20 minutes, 5 of which was in garbage time, and had 3 rebounds. He had the same number of steals, right, and had 5 fewer points in 20 minutes. Literally, it almost, in 2/3 of the time, gave you the same production as Rui Hachimura. Not to mention the defense and all the other elements. Right? Lakers as a whole scored, what did they score? They scored like 13 points in the fourth. Right? Like, I don't even think it was that. Like, what did they, let's see. What was the end result? I know they had like 9 points midway through. And I was like, oh my gosh. Our game chart, there we go. You had, yeah, they're awful. Absolutely terrible. All right, like, what is this? What kind of team is this? All right, like, how in the world are you expecting to win games when guys aren't showing up? There's no intensity, no defense. Reaves 4 of 14. Dude, you had a week off to get yourself right. All right, like, what have you been doing? He was a minus 18. He was his second largest minus behind Anthony Davis, who was a minus 21. But Anthony Davis had 30 points, 13 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Right? Like, it's crazy. Austin Reaves, 12, 8, and 5. But he was a liability. He's getting torched, getting cooked. Everybody just lining up, taking turns. Taking turns. Right? Taking turns. Let's go. No, next. Okay, another guy. Next. Another guy. Next. Right? Like, it's insane to me that this team is this bad. But I'm a Reaves hater, right? I just don't like Reaves. Again, he's inconsistent. He's a role player. He's not untouchable. He's not untouchable. He's not. Right? Like, he's a good role player. I think he's best as a 6th man. Go get a piece or 2, and let's go. Right? We need a backup center. Jackson Hayes, again, he's good in minimal doses, but outside of that, gives you nothing. Right? You need a backup center. You need a real point of attack. Right? You need somebody that you can trust out there, ideally with some size. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, Bruce Brown isn't the answer. Well, who else is? It's just we're limited. Lakers they just have this problem regularly. They can't beat anybody. Right? This 3-game losing streak against 3 teams that you should have won. You should have beaten. Right? Like, this is inexcusable at this point. It's ridiculous, right? Like, we gotta get moves made. We gotta get things. Like, what have you been doing the last week? JJ Redick talked about how this was the most productive, 3 days that we've had since, since training camp. Well, what happened? What happened to it? Again, JJ. JJ's my guy. I stick up for JJ all the time. What was that? Right? Like, why in the world did Dorian Finney-Smith get 15 minutes of action? I know, again, he played 20 full, but it wasn't like he was in foul trouble. He only had 1 foul. And he gave you almost the same production as Rui Hachimura in limited time. Right? But he's the guy that's better defensively, gets out there. It's like, okay, you had this great run of practices and all this stuff, and then what? Right? Look, I'm a big Zach LaVine guy. I've been preaching Zach LaVine for a while now. Right? People keep telling me Zach LaVine isn't the answer. Yet Lakers scored 13 points in the fourth quarter? You think that happens with Zach LaVine on the court? You think the Lakers have that issue with Zach LaVine on the court? Zach LaVine by himself is torching guys. Give me Zach LaVine and Io. Give up whatever you have to get. Right? Like, at this point. Go get a Day'Ron Sharpe. Boom, let's go win a championship. All right? Like, what are your other options here? Like, what other pieces are you going to go get? What are you going to do that's going to, save the day? Right? Like, again, don't underestimate the value of, 2 quality pieces, but what are those quality pieces? Who are those quality pieces that the Lakers are getting? Right? Like, that's the problem. That's where the dilemma lies. Like, and you need to get something sooner rather than later. Keep procrastinating. They had 13 points. They got outscored 37-13 by the Spurs. Look, Spurs are a good team this year. Spurs are solid this year. But to get outscored by essentially 40 points in the final, 15 minutes? He had a 30-point swing in 15 minutes. Right? Like, it's just, at what point do we start looking at this team? It's not the coach. It's not one individual. It's literally the team as a whole. You gotta shake it up. Rui Hachimura is not untradeable. He should not be untouchable. Austin Reaves should not be untouchable. Again, I don't think you just trade these guys for fun. I don't think you just trade these guys for sport. But I don't think that they should be untouchable. If you can get the pieces, if you told me you traded Rui Hachimura, Gabe Vincent, Austin Reaves, and whatever filler, right? Whatever filler, and you got back Zach LaVine, Io, and a Nick Richards, you don't think we'd be better? You don't think we'd be better with Zach LaVine in the Austin Reaves role? You don't think we'd be better with an athletic guard, athletic two-way guard, and Io? Right? Like, you don't think the Lakers would be better and then have the backup guard? Like, what? But we got to keep Reaves. We got to keep Rui. Those two, right? Like, those are the guys. Those are the two that are untouchable. It's ridiculous. They're inconsistent. They're role players. Zach LaVine is over here beating teams by himself, dropping 35 every other night. But people don't want him, right? And talks stalled. What? Why? Get him. Whatever you got to do. If you got to trade Reaves to get him at this point, you got to trade Reaves to get him at this point. What are your other options here, right? Look, I do think you get a Bruce Brown, you get a Nikola Vucevic, and or you get 3 or 4 solid rotation guys or something. Then could things turn around? Sure, but you need a real shakeup, right? They're overall 8 to 10 is just, it's not good, right? You have LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and then you don't know who else you can count on, right? LeBron James and Anthony Davis, and then Dorian Finney-Smith gives you the hustle plays, the dirty work, right? I love that. Outside of those 3, I think everyone should be on the table, right? Again, I don't think you just trade guys just to trade guys, right? I don't think you trade Austin Reaves for Colin Sexton or anything like that. But I think if you can turn him into a significant upgrade, well, why wouldn't you? Who usually wins the trades? The team that gets the best player. right? Like whatever you have to do, right? Like again, even if it's not Zach LaVine, they gotta like pull something significant out, right? They gotta get something done. They gotta pull off some type of 2-3 guys minimum that can come in and be real impact guys and just start to sew up the rotation better, right? Because again, like I don't think you can't underestimate the value of like 2 or 3 guys, especially if it fits and it works and it makes sense, right? Again, you get a Bruce Brown and a Nikola Vucevic with like some random Torrey Craig or something. Now you're just better in like your front 8. That changes everything for the Lakers. But that's the problem, is getting to that point. But anyway, I'm done ranting. It's just frustrating. You wait a week to see the Lakers show up, and then they still didn't show up. They might as well just been a practice. Like it's so frustrating. But anyway, let's dive into all of the super chats, all of the regular chat questions, all of that. I appreciate you guys. Real quick, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. All right, let's start off with the super chats. Appreciate you. Coming in hot, $2 super chat, Michael. 7-11 shot attempts. LeBron, Castle cooking Rui. Yes. Look, again, Rui can't defend out on the perimeter. Like, what do you expect? Like LeBron's playing the coast route, right? He's trying to play the coasting. It's just so frustrating to watch this and watch this team just stumble all over themselves. It's wild to me. But what do you expect? What can you count for? But what else? You got D Bonner coming in hot with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. And people are still asking, is Zach LaVine worth the risk? The current team is a first round exit. Yeah, at minimum, literally minimum, right? Like it might not even be that. It's just, again, it's embarrassing at this point, right? Like what is this team? What is this, right? Like if you can go get a guy like Zach LaVine, it changes everything for this team. Everything, literally. Right? Like, go get a guy like a Zach LaVine. Right? Like, people keep saying, why Zach LaVine? Why Zach LaVine? This is why Zach LaVine. You just saw why Zach LaVine. Right? Like, it's just, it's infuriating. Absolutely infuriating. Oh, Anna, my camera's stuck. Hang on. Let me see. No, hang on a second. Can you guys hear me? Someone said my camera's frozen. Give me a sec. There we go. No. Okay. No, still not working. What is going on? There we go. Oh no, that's my webcam isn't working. What? Oh, I got this. It must have gotten disconnected. Sorry. Hang on a second. Let me see why this is not working. Nope, still not working. Okay, there we go. All right, it's back. I don't know why StreamYard did that. It like switched it. I've never had that happen. That was strange. There we go. All right, we're back. Perfect. There we go. All right, back in business. I've never had that happen. I didn't even touch anything. I just clicked on the super chats. That was really strange. But all right, everyone can see me. Let me know everyone's good. Let me know everyone's okay. Let me know stream's working fine now. That was frustrating. Still not appearing. Everything's working on my end. Shoot. I don't know what's happening. I don't know why it's doing that. Everything's now working on my end. You guys can hear me though? I don't know why. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, it's hooked up to that. Let me see. Let me disconnect this. We can hear you, but your cam's off. Okay, you just got sound. All right, give me a second. I don't know what's going on. Everything's fine on my end. We do the cam. Let me see if no, still okay. Let's see if that updates. Give me a second. Otherwise, we're just gonna get me. That's strange. I don't know why it's doing it. I have no idea what's going on. Still not showing up on my end. That's crazy. I have zero idea why this isn't working. Okay, that worked. Switched over. Why isn't what switch over to my face now? See, 3, 2, 1. Nope, still blacked out. I have no idea. So I'm gonna have to just do this live stream without. You're not gonna have my face in this live. You're gonna have to do it with. You guys are gonna just have to listen to me. Sorry, everybody. I have no idea. Everything on my end's working fine. The webcam's working fine. I even switched over to my like computer cam, like not the webcam, my computer cam, and everything's working fine. Just put a picture of yourself. Anyway, show must go on. Look, I tried to fix the cam. I don't know why it's not working, but anyway, you're gonna have to just live without my beautiful face for a little bit. Yeah, because I just tried it again. It's not working. All right. Anyway, show must go on. So let's get into it because I know there's a lot of comments and questions and stuff like that, super chats and all that stuff. So let me get into this. But anyway, let's start over. Let's refresh here because I don't know when it began. So Michael coming out $2 super chat. 7-11 shot attempts for LeBron. Castle Cook and Rui. Yes. Look, earlier it was frustrating, right? Like LeBron is coming back. He's trying to play within the team. I get it. You know, it's just, look, Rui can't defend the perimeter. We know that, right? Like nothing's really new in that regard. What do you say? What do you do? You know, like it's frustrating at this point. Really frustrating at this point. But anyway, next up, D Bonner coming out the $5 super chat, and people still asking, is Zach LaVine worth the risk? The current team is a first round exit. Yeah, I mean, if that, man, they might not even. I mean, the rate they're going, they might not even make the playoffs, man. They might be the play-in. But anyway, look, get Zach LaVine. If you can go get Zach LaVine, go get Zach LaVine. Right? It's that simple. If you can get Zach LaVine, go get Zach LaVine. Right? I don't know why the Lakers seem very adamant about not getting Zach LaVine. You know, there was supposedly conversations, and then the talks just stalled. You need to pick those back up again, in my opinion. You do. You got to pick those back up again and see if you can get that to work. Because, yeah, I mean, we don't score 13 points if we have Zach LaVine on this team. LeBron didn't have tonight very lazy defense. Yeah, I mean, as a whole, I mean, it was the team. It wasn't just LeBron. I mean, the team as a whole was just not very good defensively. And that's a real problem, right? We need guys to be better defensively. Just dump truck away everything. Coming out $10 super chat. Thank you so much. I thought Reaves being untouchable was bad enough. Dude, what about Rui when we have Dorian Finney-Smith? When is the redundancy, bro? Also, if we can get Richards, nor Dayron all in for LaVine, we need an identity change. I think we need a real shakeup too. I think we need something where, you know, we really kind of put pedal to the metal, so to speak, right? I think we need to do something where, you know, you get that real impact guy. You get somebody that can really kind of change the landscape for the Lakers. And unfortunately, Zach LaVine's probably the best option for that. Zach LaVine's probably the best person to do that, to really kind of, again, change the landscape for this Lakers team. But it's just, I don't know. What else do you do? What else do you do? You know, ideally, if you could get an Io, a LaVine, and a and then like a Dayron Sharp or something, that would be perfect, right? If you can get an Io, LaVine, and a Dayron, I'd take that all day. At that point, Lakers would be, I think at that point Lakers are a contender, right? But you need that shakeup guy. You need somebody that can consistently give you buckets. You need somebody that can consistently provide on the offensive side of things, and Lakers just don't have that, and that's the problem, right? They don't have that guy that you can consistently count on a regular basis. Offensively, you don't know who else is going to show up. You know, LeBron James and Anthony Davis are going to show up, and they're going to give you, 50 to 60 collectively, right? But you don't know, like, who else? Can you count on Reaves? Can you count on Rui? Right? Like some nights, and this is what I've talked about with like Austin Reaves. You don't know which Austin is going to show up. You don't know if you're going to get the efficient 25-point a game Austin Reaves, or you're going to get the terrible can't score a bucket Austin Reaves. It's infuriating. But appreciate you. May coming out, $2 super chat. Lonzo's last 3 games, 5 of 12, 15 points, 5 threes, and solid defense. Yeah, look, I made a video earlier today talking about Lonzo. I am not against Lonzo at all. I do, again, have my concerns about just, is he a guy that can stay healthy and play the minutes that you need to really have the impact, right? Like, possibly. But if you could get like a Lonzo and, like a Nikola Vucevic, I think that you could really do some noise, really make some damage, right? Really, I think the Lakers, I'm leaning more and more to the Lakers needing to make a big swing at this point, just from what we've seen the last like handful of games, right? Like, I think the Lakers need to pull off that big swing trade. And it's just, will the Lakers do that is the question. Will the Lakers do that is the issue. Because I think that if you can get that swing trade, it could change this team entirely. Not even joking when I say LaVine. First off, Wajid, coming to the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Not even joking when I say LaVine would be our best player. I don't know about best player, but best scorer, yes, right? Like he would be, and I've said this dating back to the offseason, right? Like if you're talking about just pure scorer, Zach LaVine would be the best pure scorer on the Lakers. Zach LaVine would be the best pure scorer on the Lakers since who? Kobe? Right? Like, literally. Right? Like, who? He's a guy that just get buckets everywhere and can completely win you a game, completely change a game. Right? Like, there's very few guys that can do that. And that's the thing. So if you can pull it off to where you end up landing a Zach LaVine, and like I said, Zach LaVine, Io, and give me Zach LaVine, Io, and a Day'Ron Sharp. It's like what, 55 million, right? That you'd have to send out. Lakers could do that, right? Because you got Rui, Gabe. So Rui and Gabe would be 28 million, right? You'd have to include a Jared Vanderbilt. That'd be 38 million. Throw in Austin Reaves. That'd be 50 million. Jalen Hood-Schifino and a Christian Wood. Boom, there's your money. You clear an extra million and a half off your books, right? Yeah, you're another 3 million under the cap already, right? So you're doing a 6-for-3 swap, but you need to fill out those 3 guys. Well, you have the salary cap now to do that, right? Like do something like that, right? Like what are your other options here? What else can the Lakers do, right? Like how else? Like what other moves can the Lakers make that is impactful enough to change this roster? It's frustrating. It really is. But all right, let's get into the regular chat until some more super chats trickle in. And also, real quick, everyone, please take a quick second, hit that like button for me. Again, sorry everyone that just like came in and stuff. I have no idea what's going on. Like everything on the camera side of things is working on my end, but it's not showing up on the stream, and I have zero idea why. I tried to fix it. I can't figure out how to fix it. I don't know. It literally doesn't say anything's wrong on my side. Everything's coming through. I even checked the camera quality and it says it's fine. I did the little like test and it's not working. Oh, what if I change the definition? Let me try something real quick. Let me see if this works. Maybe if I change the definition, maybe the 4K setting isn't working. Nope, that didn't work. Yeah. Whatever it is, it's StreamYard. StreamYard's poo-poo in the bed for me right now. Because everything else is working fine. See low definition? No, still not working. Nope. Yeah. I don't know. I give up. I try. Maybe it'll just like randomly come on. But anyway, can't blame D'Lo anymore. You're not wrong. Austin Reaves stinks. Keep saying it every time. You know, it's funny. I don't see any Reaves lovers in this stream. Two streams in a row, no Reaves lovers. It's funny how they're never here when Austin Reaves is, trash. But watch, Austin Reaves is gonna have a great game, next game or whatever, and then they'll all be in the stream talking about I'm a hater. Right? Someone said BS. I still blame D'Lo. 30 points win in the last 15 minutes. Yeah, it's wild. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely embarrassing. For the love of God, get a functional backup point guard. Lonzo Ball, maybe. I mean, they could use a point guard, period. Right? Like, again, Austin Reaves is not a point guard. He should not be our point guard. Stakes coming out, $2 super chat. The offense looks bad. Trade for Voos and Io. Look, I am all for that. If you could get Voos, Io, right, and if you gave up like a first or whatever, I'd be all for that, right? And then that's what, 27 million, and then go get another piece or two, right? Like lower end pieces, and let's go, right? Can you get a Josh Richards and a Cody Martin for, what would that be? That'd be another 20 million, right? And you could do that and try to go win. I don't know what else. What's the answer beyond that? But appreciate you. Thank you for super chat. Chosen AD only showed up. Just wondering, what is Lakers cap space post LeBron? I mean, it depends. It's kind of hard to know. If he retires after this season, then it's still nothing. But if he as it stands, no pun intended, it would be nothing. Like, Lakers would have basically, you free up your mid-level exception. But if 2 years from now, depending on how things shake up, problem is, it's just we don't know what tomorrow brings, right? Like, if Lakers trade for, let's say they trade for like Lonzo Ball and I don't know, a Clint Capella, right? I'm only using those two as an example because they're expiring, right? If they say both of those guys are expiring, well, then, I mean, Lakers could free up, like 30 million in cap space, depending on how things shape up, right? Because LeBron could take a discount and take whatever. I mean, LeBron could play for the vet minimum next year if he wants to. I don't think he would do that, but would he play for like 30 million? Maybe you clear 20 million off your books. Let's say Clint Capella would be, you probably sign him to like a new 4-year, $40 million contract. Say Bruce Brown, another 4-year, $48 million contract. So you cleared another 23 million, or 20 million off your cap sheet. Plus you have all like the little vet minimum guys and all that stuff that fall off. Dorian Finney-Smith, let's say you give him a new contract, again, 4 years, 48 million. You clear another 3 million off your books, right? Like, it just depends on what the Lakers do and how it shapes up. Right now, nothing. Right now, LeBron could take a discount and free up the mid-level exception, the full mid-level exception. Imagine not thinking trading for Zach LaVine is a good idea. I am right there with you. I think I'm going to do next few days while we're waiting. I think I'm going to do another Zach LaVine video and just rant. And then I'm going to do a couple breakdown videos of guys. Obviously we get news, then that could change things. But yeah, kind of have a couple ideas of what I want to do video wise in my head. The LeBron AD 10 years should be over. I mean, look, I think if you get the right pieces, they could still win a championship. I just think that we just don't have the right pieces right now. Yeah, I agree. 3-level scorer like LaVine could do a lot. This game is mostly on LeBron, not going to lie. Not all, but most. Oh, and Cam will be out of the league next season. Yeah, definitely. He just... Hey, you're not wrong. Spurs definitely put the belt on him. That's for sure. Wow, this ruined man's jersey retirement. Yeah, 100%. But what's crazy is every time the Lakers have any type of celebration or like LeBron clears something or whatever, like every time they lose. It's crazy to me. Cosman, coming out the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. We need to do something because this is ridiculous. We shouldn't be getting blown out like this. We came back from a break for this. I'm so pissed I took shots. Look, I'm with you, Cosman. Like, preach to the choir, my guy. Like, it's just like you got to make some move. You got to make some type of trade. You got to do something, right? Something has to be done, right? Like the Lakers are not good enough the way that they are, right? And I don't know how they get there unless they make a big splash trade, right? Like you either need to go get 3 or 4 guys to really round out, like just better front end your top 8, or you need to get like that real splash guy, like a Zach LaVine or something like that. Because outside of that, I don't know how you fix this. I don't know how you solve this, right? Like it's just so frustrating. It really is. It's so frustrating. But yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. And look, I said the same thing. I did my little rant earlier. Said the same thing, right? Like we waited a week for this, right? We waited a week to get blown out on our home court, right? During Cooper's banner hanging, right? Like it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, at this point, trade for LaVine. I'm with it. Yuck. Great way to put it. Let's see. Now we got to get Roston going, and everyone got to make up for his defense and offense shortcomings. Yeah. Look, again, I don't think he's untradeable. Lakers apparently have him untradeable. A lot of Reaves stands have him untradeable. I just don't buy him as untradeable personally. Andrew, coming out $2 super chat. Lakers have the worst backcourt in the NBA. You might not be wrong. I mean, seriously, Max Christie's good, but he's not like like him as your backup too would be beautiful, right? Like that would be seamless. That'd be great. Him as your primary starter, like he's not. He shouldn't be that. He shouldn't have to be that, right? But like we don't have anybody else, right? Like I expect JJ to make a shakeup. He's done that every time the Lakers go on like a 2-3 game losing streak. He ends up making a change, unless Rob Pelinka has told him, "I need you to keep Rui in the starting unit," right? Unless he's like told, like, "Hey, dude, like you can't change him yet, like you can't replace him yet," right? Because they're trying to, pull off some trades or something. But outside of that, I mean, it's inexcusable at this point, right? Like, look, I'm a big JJ guy. I defend JJ every opportunity I get, but like, this is inexcusable, right? Like, at what point do you go, all right, like, this is not working the way that we need it to work, right? At what point do you go, all right, like we need to switch this up, we need to change this? It's so frustrating. And coming out with another $2 super chat. Go down the list right now. Name one team that's worse. I mean, you're not, like I said, you might not be wrong. Portland's backcourt's pretty bad. I mean, Simons can get you buckets, but he's surprisingly worse defensively. Scoot Henderson has been a bust thus far. Who else? I'm trying to think of who I could make the argument to counter with. Let me see. Let me pull up a list of teams. Shoot. I think who's the Wizards starting backcourt right now? Right, Jordan Poole defensively is terrible, but he can light it up. He's hot and cold. Wizards, I think you could make an argument for. Yeah, it's tough. Trying to think of the Nets right now. You could argue probably worse. If there is, probably like 2 or 3 teams as far as like the backcourt goes. And the problem is this is a guards league now, right? Look at all the top teams. They all have top guards, right? You need the guards. They need it. They need to get upgrades. They need to upgrade out on the perimeter. Again, go get a Zach LaVine. Save the day with Zach LaVine. I'm a Reaves fan. Let me get out of here real quick. That was great. D-Lo over Dory, but he's supposed to stop. Yeah, I don't know why. To me, that was an excuse. You played him 15 minutes. 15 minutes? It's crazy. Rui got to go, agree. This is frustrating. What are realistic ideal trades we should do? I still think Zach LaVine solves like 90% of the Lakers' issues here. Like genuinely, I think Zach LaVine solves a ton for the Lakers. Beyond that, I think I still think like I'm leaning more and more to Nikola Vucevic. We could really use his offense, right? Use his ability to just like score on the interior, stretch the floor a little bit. Like Bruce Brown, Nikola Vucevic makes some sense to me. I don't hate the idea of like just going in on like packages. So like I said, really rounding out your front 8. Where problem is you're still relying on Reaves, but like I wouldn't hate if we say you gave up a first in like 2 seconds and you got like a Vucevic and Io, right? And then you went and pivoted to the Hornets and you got like a Cody Martin and like Cody Martin, Josh Green, and I'd love to get a Trey Mann. At that point, I mean, I'd give up a first and a pick swap if you get Trey Mann too, because now you're more athletic, you're more versatile, you're better defensively, you're better scoring, right? Like, Lakers need athleticism. They need perimeter help. Like they need guys that can compete, right? Like our guys are still like Austin Reaves is not athletic, right? Like Rui is not athletic. I mean, they are by like our standards, like all of us sitting around all day, but by NBA standards, they're not, right? Because I hear people that like Rui is athletic, like not by NBA standards, by like our standards, yes, right? Like Rui could probably outrun, outjump, out everything me, but compared to other NBA players in the league, he cannot, and that's the difference. Let's see. I knew we were going to lose when they blew it in the third quarter. Yeah, as soon as it was tied, it was like, oh, we know what's coming. Let's see. It's D-Lo's fault. Let's see. Jason Timpf, biggest fraud I have ever seen. He looked dead in the camera and said he trusts the core of LeBron, AD, and AR to get through the West with a Bruce Brown. I think Bruce Brown, look, I'm high on Bruce Brown too. I know Jason Timpf is as well. Bruce Brown helps a ton, in my opinion, because a couple of things Bruce Brown does is, again, his ability to defend essentially 1 through 3, on some occasions, even 1 through 4. His ability to be that initiator. He's not like a Chris Paul point guard, but the Lakers don't need that. They just need somebody that handles ball pressure better. He does that. He's bigger, right? He's a bigger Gabe Vincent, right? Which is what the Lakers need. That point of attack, physicality, absolute dog, hustles, does the dirty work, all of that stuff. I still don't trust Austin Reaves as a third guy is my problem, right? I think Bruce Brown, I think if you got a Bruce Brown and a Nikola Vucevic, now I think the Lakers have a real chance of getting through the league. Or if you got a Bruce Brown and like 3 mid-tier guys, right? Like if you got like a Bruce Brown and then followed that up with like an Io, Josh Green and a Nick Richards, then now I think you're there, right? But like like the current team just had Bruce Brown. I'm not sold on them getting through the West personally, right? Like I think Bruce Brown definitely makes them like I like for the 5. I like Bruce Brown, Austin Reaves, Dorian Finney-Smith, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis. I think you're much more balanced. I think you're much more versatile out there as your starting 5. I still worry about the bench, and I still worry about, again, Austin Reaves as your third option. That's where my dilemma lies. I just don't trust Austin Reaves to be the third guy to win a championship. That's where my problem lies. Let's see. Jacques coming in hot with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Lakers, LaVine, Nick Richards, Dalen Terry, Torrey Craig, Bulls, Rui, Gabe, Bando, Jalen Uchifino, 1 to 2 firsts. Whatever it takes, honestly. I'm right there with you, buddy. Hornets, Austin Reaves. Look, I'm not against trading Austin Reaves at all. How much is Dalen Terry making? He's making what, like $3 million? Dalen Terry. How much is he? He's making, I think, right? Isn't? Oh, I want contract. Contract. There we go. Is he making 3-4 million? How much is he making? He's making this year 3.5. So yeah. Let's call it 4 million. I'm just trying to make sure like the math is right. So you're talking LaVine is 43, Nick Richards 5 plus let's say 4, it's 9. That's 52, and then Torrey Craig I think is making what, another 3 million. So let's call it 52. That's 55. You'd have to send out. You're sending out what, 3, 4, 5 players, and you're getting back 1, 2, 3, 4 players you need. Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, that works. I wouldn't be against that. Yeah, if you could pull something like that off, I would not be against that at all. Honestly, I'd rather, instead of Dalen Terry and Torrey Craig, I would rather have Io. Like if you get LaVine, Nick Richards, and Io, I actually prefer that better. Just because if you get Io, obviously he doesn't have a ton of experience, right? But Io gives you that point of attack defense, gives you that initiator, gives you that versatile combo guard, and on any given night he can just go off and score. But more than anything, just gives you that athleticism. And I like the I don't hate the idea of like Io, LaVine, Dorian Finney-Smith, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis. You're super athletic. You're super versatile. You can switch things. And once you get to the playoffs, right, you're probably running through LeBron anyway. Right? So you just need like Io to initiate. And I think you'd be fine. But yeah. Look, I'm not against this at all. I would gladly take this. 100%. But appreciate you. All right. Where was I? Lakers have no offense. We need LaVine. I am right there with you. Right there with you. No, this team is letting Austin Reaves run the offense and showing you can't. Yeah. I've said it all offseason. I said it last season. I said it this season. He can't run. He's not a point guard. He's not a point guard. He's not. Yeah, he can't handle ball pressure. You need to get a point guard. If I hear Bruce Brown's name again, I will pass away peacefully. Like I said, I personally am a fan of Bruce Brown. I like the idea of Bruce Brown. I just like, again, I've talked about it before. If you told me Lonzo Ball could give you 25 minutes a game and play the rest of the season, including the playoffs, and stay healthy, I would take Lonzo Ball all day, including Sunday. All right. I think he'd be the best. Malcolm Brogdon, I actually think is probably second in line. Just because of his shooting, he can initiate, bigger guard, gives you toughness. Problem is, again, can he play more than 30 games and more than 20 minutes a game without being hurt? The reason I like Bruce Brown, I don't think is like bad, right? But I just think, Lonzo, again, his athleticism, his shooting, like all of it, he just has the package you need. But Bruce Brown, I trust to be healthy, right? Like he doesn't have the injury history that some of these other guys have, and that's a difference. We need LaVine. I am right there with you. Look, I am as big of a LaVine guy as you could possibly get. Believe me, I would love it. While Lakers was playing slow, Castle was playing fast CFX. No D-Lo equals no playoffs. Reaves isn't even a consistent third guy. He's not. And I've said it for 2 years now. Zach LaVine. The only reason I wouldn't trade a first for LaVine is because you shouldn't have to. If you had to, then yes, but you shouldn't have to. Yeah. I mean, look, every time teams just attack him. He's on an island. Teams just attack him. That's what they do. Trade for LaVine. I am right there with you. Let's see what else. Go get LaVine, please. I'm right there with you. Remember when Tyler said this team would win 50 games? Is the season over? Right? Things change quickly. Reaves is not a point guard. Agreed. JJ's rotations were bad tonight. I want Ingram. I wouldn't be against Ingram either, but the problem is you need to see him play, and we're running out of time. Just a horrid fourth quarter, yes. Reaves needs a protein shake. Why isn't Dorian Finney-Smith starting? I am right. I have no idea why. I have absolutely no idea why. Let's see. Andrew and Tyler, I know you see these LaVine stands. You have done God's work. Yeah, thanks. We're pushing that narrative hard. Let's see. Waiting on Vando will not make them that much better. Vando makes them better, but yes, I agree. Like we're not like a contender now because of Vando, right? But his defense, his rebounding, his intensity. Problem is, how long does it take before he can get back to that? Is the other question, right? That's the other thing you got to keep in mind. Andrew, coming out $2 super chat. You 100% have to trade a first for LaVine now. I mean, Chicago might demand it at this point, but you shouldn't have to, right? Like they need to get off of LaVine. I mean, look, if that's what it takes, it's what it takes. Any normal circumstance, you'd have to give up a first to go get LaVine. So to me, like, I wouldn't be completely against it. But again, you shouldn't have to, right? Especially if you're including Austin. Like, I would rather include Austin Reaves and keep the first than trade Austin Reaves and a first, or trade a first and keep Austin Reaves, right? Like, to me, I'd like if it. Oh, I don't know. It's tough. Regardless, it is tough. Dorian Finney-Smith needs more minutes. Yes, 100%. I'm right there with you. I've been like the fact that he played 15 minutes. I know he played 20 total, but the last 5 were garbage minutes. All the minimum contracts you can get gone along with Rui. Yep. Bulls need Reaves. Get Reaves out and bring in LaVine. I am not against that at all. It costs too much for LaVine at this point. Won't have much of a team left. Yeah, no. Again, talking Rui, Gabe Vincent. So Rui, Gabe Vincent, and like Jared Vanderbilt get you there, right? like you'd have to throw in like a Jalen Hood-Schifino and like a vet minimum guy. But Jalen Hood-Schifino and that vet minimum guy give you nothing, right? And then the only guy, like, who are you losing out of it? So Jared Vanderbilt hasn't played all year. As much as I love Jared Vanderbilt and I think he could have an impact, Gabe Vincent is just cardio, and then Rui Hachimura is like the one guy you could argue you're kind of giving up. But to me, that's fine. Like, I would take Zach LaVine over Rui Hachimura is basically what you'd have to ask yourself at that point, right? Like, but it's just so frustrating. It is so frustrating. Yeah, Reaves got cooked. It's usually how it goes. Traded for LaVine ASAP. I'm right there with you. ASAP Rocky. Vucevic, I wouldn't mind Vu. Reaves got to go. Why do we keep switching? Because we don't have the defensive versatile guys to fight over screens and get through traffic. Who else said Reaves is better than LaVine? I don't believe that personally. I mean, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying me personally, I disagree. I think Zach LaVine is a much better player. They need a point of attack, point guard, better center, and another wing. They need a dog. Yes. That trade coming. That's all I'm gonna say. I sure hope so. I sure hope that that's around the corner. Domestic Jackson's gotta go. Why is it during videos? Your guess. Coach was going to be different, but he's the same. He's definitely different, but he hasn't been perfect. Right? His rotation tonight was not great. Should be able to get LaVine. You can get LaVine, and they should get LaVine. If AR is coming off the bench for you, you are a championship ready. To be honest, we need LaVine to start. Yes, agreed. I would not be against. So, like, let's say we traded for LaVine and kept Reaves. Me personally, I would go with LaVine, Max Christie, Dorian Finney-Smith, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis. That would be my start. Like, if I could choose my start, that would be my starting five, and then bring Reaves off the bench, and have Reaves go get whatever. At that point, Markelle Fultz go get like a full. So then like your starting five is LaVine, Christie, Dorian Finney-Smith, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and then your bench would be like, let's just say Fultz, Austin Reaves, Cam Reddish, or Dalton Connect, Christian Wood, and go get Day'Ron Sharpe. Boom, there you go. Let's go. If Lakers were to get Day'Ron Sharpe or Nick Richards, either or, and a Zach LaVine, I would feel very differently about this team. I think it's the best chance. Like, even if you don't win the championship, at least you made the best chance. You gave yourself the best shot. But, all right, I'm going to power through about another 5 minutes. I'm going to skate on out of here. It's really frustrating that I don't know why the camera's not working. And I keep trying even while I'm talking, I keep trying to mess with things. Like I said, on my side, it says everything's okay. Like, there doesn't seem to be any error. I keep testing the camera. It's coming back fine. So it's got to be something wrong with StreamYard. Just the thing. And the only way to probably fix it is I'd have to close the stream and then restart it. But hopefully it's back by the next game. I did all that. Watch that. That was the first thing I did was plug and unplug. Turned everything off. Turned it all back on. All right. I went through the typical, technical difficulty protocol. Let's see. Secure IO Nick Richards with Torrey Craig. I am with that 100%. Rui must be benched. I agree. LaVine 100. Yep. If we ain't gonna use Dalton Connect, can we please trade him and Rui for Miles Turner. I would love to get Miles Turner. Problem is I don't think he's going to even be available. Let's see. Io is better than Reaves. He's younger, better, more athletic, and better defensively. Give me Zach as the 2 and Dennis Smith Jr. as the 1. I mean, Dennis Smith Jr. gives you that dog for sure. I would like a little better guard than that, but yeah, literally, LaVine by himself beat the Spurs. 100% beat the Spurs. Get Aaron Sharp and offload Rui, Gabe, and Cam Reddish. Yep. I am with yep. Go Rams. Yeah, at least the Rams won, right? At least the Rams won. Reasonable crash out. Well, thank you. Let's see. I feel it, man. Hopefully something's getting done. Hopefully something's in the work. LaVine is having a legendary efficiency season for a scoring guard. 52% field goal, 45% from three is outrageous. Yeah, 100%. Even if he went even if he dropped, let's say he went to 48% and 38%, that would still be the best guy there is. I hold LeBron James accountable all the time. You should watch more live streams. You should watch more videos. But again, this wasn't on LeBron. Let's see. 2022 team all over again. It feels that way at times. For sure feels that way at times. Zachary LaVine has more 30-point games than Donovan Mitchell, Anthony Edwards, Harden, KD, AD, Ja, Steph, Luka, Dame combined. Wake up. Yeah, 100%. Go get me the bucket. I think he completely changes this team. The dynamic of this team would be insane. Right? Because literally all you'd be doing is going hey, you know what you're doing in Chicago? Yeah, do that here. He wouldn't even have to adjust or change his role. Hey, you know what you just do that. Literally. Let's see. LaVine and Kessler. So I said in my dream scenario was Dorian Finney-Smith, Zach LaVine, and Walker Kessler. Lakers got one of the three. Right? That was my big can we perfect world, Zach LaVine, Dorian Finney-Smith, Walker Kessler. Was my ideal scenario. So we're a third of the way there. So let's see. Get rid of Reaves. Rui should have been first to go. He don't play defense or help AD rebound. Shaking my head. May even be time to part ways with Braun. Yes, I said it. I don't care. To win, let him run around elsewhere. I don't think you need to get rid of LeBron yet. I think you still win with LeBron and AD. You just got to get the right pieces around him, and that's the problem. Rui's got to go. He's doing nothing for us. He can't defend, can't rebound. What a soft player. Yeah, 100%. Let's see. I would trade for Vucevic right now. I'm not against that at all either. Right, at this point, I do have my concerns about having LeBron play the 3 full time, but you got to do something. At this point, you got to do something. LaVine and Vucevic for Reaves, 2 firsts, and Jalen Shafino. Unfortunately, Lakers have to match salaries, and you're talking $65 million. You'd actually have to probably send out closer to $68 million because you'd have to be able to fill out a roster. And so to put that in perspective, Rui, Gabe get you $28 million. Add in Jared Vanderbilt, that gets you $38 million. Add in Austin Reaves, that gets you to $50 million. Right? You'd still need another. So you'd have to trade Max Christie, right? You'd have to trade, what did I say, $50 million, get you to 58. You'd have to trade Jalen Hood-Schifino and Christian Wood. That gets you another 6. That gets you to $64 million. And you'd need to still clear another guy. And yeah, you realistically, you're not going to be able to get both. It would have to be like a LaVine and then like an Io or like a Vucevic and a Lonzo Ball, things like that. All right, let's do like handful more questions and I'm gonna skate on out of here. Again, sorry everyone for the video. I still have no idea, no idea what is going on. Why is their offense so bad, especially in the fourth quarter and the last games? Yeah, it's your guess is as good as mine, guys. Not playing 4 full quarters, that doesn't help at all. DeJounte Murray and Miles Turner would be amazing. Let's see. Went from 6 games above 500 to 3 games. Yep, really quickly too. It's crazy how quickly that came. I said waited a week just to get smacked. Man, this team needs Jesus. Cam Reddish garbage came in. Yeah, he just again he doesn't give you anything. Let's see. Ruiz, the new Torian Prince. Was getting cooked by Harrison Barnes. Castle was cooking Reaves. Guys were getting cooked. All right. I'm at the webcam, brother. Bruce Brown is simply not a good player, yet we want him. I disagree. Bruce Brown is a good player. Again, he's one of those guys that, like, you look at his box scores, you're going to be disappointed, right? But like an Alex Caruso in the sense of like Alex Caruso, you look at his box score, you're like, dude, this dude's trash. Like if you don't know who Alex Caruso is, guy's averaging 5 points, like 3 rebounds and 2 assists, right? Like, but every team in the league would trade a first for him right now, right? Dude's gonna make $20 million a year to average 5 points a game. Why? Because of his impact on the basketball court, right? What you're looking for in a Bruce Brown. Yeah, Zach LaVine would be fantastic. Is this Darvin's fault? It is. Darvin and D'Lo. Darvin, D'Lo, and Westbrook's fault. Let's see. Trying to find something to me. Zach LaVine said publicly at an All-Star game that he specifically wanted to play with LeBron and Anthony Davis. Like again, that video you can Google. Like he literally said in front of everybody, the entire world, like that he wanted to play with them. Even the stream doesn't want you to be on webcam because of the blowout from the Spurs effects. Yeah, like I said, I still have no idea. I still have zero idea why this is all messed up. Andrew coming out $2 super chat. All right, I'm gonna answer the super chat. If another one comes in, then obviously I'll answer it. But outside of that, I'm gonna skate on out of here. Go make some videos. I need to vent. Go do a Zach LaVine rant video. Zach is the top 5 shooting guard. ESPN has AR over Zach rank wise. I mean, ESPN. When has ESPN ever like seriously do anything ever? Right? Like ESPN is their rankings for stuff is usually god awful. But yes, Zach LaVine is without a doubt. Like Zach LaVine changes this team without a doubt. Gotta go get him. Go get Zach LaVine. We do not score 13 points in this game if we have Zach LaVine. I am incredibly confident when I say that. Incredibly confident. Like I would be shocked if the Lakers scored 13 points and had Zach LaVine on this roster. Call me crazy, but anyway, I'm gonna get on out of here, everyone. Again, I'm sorry that the video cut out. I wish I knew why and how so I could have fixed it, but like I said, everything's showing fine on my end. Like I could see my face and everything. But unfortunately, it took a poo-poo, probably because Lakers took a poo-poo. So it's just matching the Lakers' energy. that's the thing. But anyway, I appreciate you all. On the way out, please take a quick second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button on your way out. Also, everyone that gave me super chat, seriously, I really appreciate you. Thank you all so very much for that. let's get out of here. Hopefully, win the next game. Fingers crossed. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.